Bana ya Congo, Mbote na Bino, Sika Bozwami, all Congolese brothers and sisters. Ce message est particulièrement adressé à l'ancien président sud-africain, M. Thabo MBEKI. Et comprenez, vous comprendre que ce message est posé en anglais pour sa meilleure compréhension. En ce qui concerne Matali, le dialogue intercongolais que l'ancien président chef de l'État est en train de convoquer en Afrique du Sud. Tout autour, il y a M. alias Joseph Kabila. This short speech will be addressed to the former president of South Africa, Mr. Thabo MBEKI. His Excellency, Mr. Thabo MBEKI. His Excellency, Mr. Thabo MBEKI, I'm hereby to address this short speech as a spokesperson of the Congolese population and youth in the majority through political party that I'm engaging regarding the Congolese inter-dialogue that you are calling up around Joseph Kabila and other leaders of opposition. What we'd like to remind you is that there is no political crisis in Congo. There is no crisis of legitimacy in Congo. As all other economies in the world, Congolese, or Congo, the dear Congo, is also suffering recessions, is also suffering through a lot of growth. And most of these difficulties or suffering that the Congolese economy is encountering is caused by war, by rebels, by politicians, in the majority through the opposition part, who are trying to destabilize the regime of Mr. Felix Tshisekedi. They have promised him that they're going to destabilize all institutions so that it does not success. Mr. Kabila, that is best friend of yours, that's roaming around you, roaming around the country, has destabilized Mr. Tshisekedi in many ways, through, especially on his first term from 2019 to 2023, as we all know, so that Mr. Tshisekedi does not succeed. Mr. Kabila Joseph, who is now a former president, is being accused of many violence during his term through the 16 years or the 18 years that he led Congo, through many power abuses, corruption, torture, crime of war, crime of humanity, the use of fake identity, what we call in French usurpation. And today, the same Mr. Kabila is backing the rebels of M23 and AFC of Konananga to destabilize the eastern part of Congo. And in Mr. Kabila's agenda, in his mind, only one thing comes back, that he wants to return in power. But we would like to remind you, as we reminded him, that power in Congo is elected. If you want to be in power in Congo, you got to come back, put your candidature through the electoral commission, and be voted by the people, by the sovereign people of the Congo. But Mr. Kabila has found his better way of coming back into power by destabilizing the regime of Mr. Tshisekedi, the President Tshisekedi, and by backing up rebels who are supported by the Rwandese army of Paul Kagame and others. There is no crisis of legitimacy in Congo that you need to call up opposition leaders. And most of these opposition leaders, all they want is to get back into power. They do not have a patience of waiting up until the next election of 2028 so that they can postulate and be voted by the population. All they want is that Mr. Tshisekedi can give them some nominations as they are used to destroy the country. We all want Mr. Tshisekedi to run through his term up until the end. And when comes the next elections, every Congolese who has the right will be voted by the population. There's no need, His Excellency Mr. Thabo Mbeki, to call upon a dialogue today. All these politicians, especially Mr. Kabila, they all want to be back in power. And Mr. Kabila is backing a rebels of AFC, is the owner of the AFC and backing the rebel of M23. You as a former president of South Africa, Mr. Mbeki, are you backing up rebels? Are you backing up people trying to destabilize South Africa? Are you backing up enemies of South Africa? But Mr. Kabila is in junction, is in communion with the government of Rwanda, the army of Rwanda, Mr. Kagame, the rebels, to destabilize Congo because he considers the power of Congo as his own property or his own goods or his own heritage from his foreparent or parent that he can give to anyone he wants and can come back anytime that he wants. This is not gonna happen in Congo. The people sovereign, the sovereign people of Congo have to vote you to get back to power. So Mr. Thabo Mbeki, we as Congolese, we are asking you to abandon this idea of calling up through a dialogue of Congolese inter, which is useless. Opportunities for opportunists, which is not needed, which is not going to resolve the current problem that we're having in Congo, and which the government of Congo, I believe, will not even allow. His Excellency Mr. Thabo Mbeki, remember in 2002, we have called up the Congolese dialogue that united all politicians and rebels and civil society all over in Congo, in Sun City. It was in Pretoria, in Rustenburg, but in Sun City, I remember. So this has led to a conclusion or to a solution of one president and 4 vice presidents. As you know, the president side of Kabila and the vice president of Jean-Pierre Bemba, Azarias Ruberwa, Alto Zaidi Ngoma, and Jean-Pierre Bemba. But this solution, this result of the dialogue of 2002 that was held in South Africa, has led Congo into chaos in all sectors of security, of economy. The Congolese nation never benefited it, and the Congo never prospered, was never prospered. The bad result of this was that those rebels, originally from Rwanda, with their high-rank officials, have integrated the Congolese army, has infiltrated the Congolese army, the Congolese government. They have infiltrated the Congolese institution to loot, destroy, and work for the success of Paul Kagame in his Rwanda and other nations as Uganda, Burundi, even South Africa. Or Western powers have power. They have their part on this benefit which never benefited to Congolese people. And this time we're not going to allow another dialogue internationally which will lead our country to a second chaos. Mr. Thabo Mbeki, I suggested that if you really want to help Congo, or if you really wanted to do something better, or the best thing to do in Congo was to seize the Congolese government through a discussion and to bring up your thought, your experience, or whatever you think that is best, that can help Congo to move forward. But calling up a dialogue around rebels, around fake users, around enemies of Congo, around politicians, opportunists, who only want to be back into power so that they can destroy the Congo and loot the Congo, that's not a solution. His Excellency Mr. Thabo Mbeki, South Africa have a lot of problems. South Africa is facing problem of unemployment, crime, high rate of crime. This is the highest rate crime in the whole Africa. South Africa is facing the problem of xenophobia, even segregation. Apartheid never finished. We've seen today in the Western Cape, colored people, or Western Cape, or let's say Capetonian, are trying to remove all the people from the Eastern Cape, from the Western Cape. South Africans are fighting each other. South African economy is going down. South Africa don't have borders. South Africa is facing a serious problem of corruption in all sectors. Mr. Thabo Mbeki, His Excellency, why wouldn't you go and help South Africa? Why wouldn't you go and call up South Africa United to strengthen their economy, to face all the challenges that South Africa is encountering now, of crime, of apartheid, of segregation, of corruption, of HIV? South Africa does not even have borders. If you are sincere, His Excellency Mr. Thabo Mbeki, you will first start help Mr. Ramaphosa, His Excellency, the President of South Africa, the current President, Mr. Ramaphosa, through major challenges the South African is going through. This land reform, this fight between white farmers, this nationalization of minings. We don't want to call the comrade Julius Malema to speak upon us, because when Mr. Malema speaks, all South Africans will understand. As Congolese, as sovereign people, we are calling upon to abandon this idea of dialogue, which is not going to help us, which is going to lead the country in a deeper chaos. Your idea of 2002 dialogue in Pretoria never helped the Congo. And we do not believe that this time which will even help the Congo. It's a pure distraction. It's a waste of time. Please leave and help Mr. Tshisekedi finish his term, run his power. Congo has a lot of problems as South Africa. Mr. Thabo Mbeki, we suggest you to help Mr. Ramaphosa to fix first the problem of South Africa and South Africans. I know South African in all four corners. I studied in South Africa. I lived in South Africa before shifting abroad in Europe. And I know that in some places of South Africa, they don't even have water. They don't even have decent toilets. They don't have access to proper education. They don't have access to internet. They don't have access to a decent health care. Mr. Mbeki, His Excellency Mr. Thabo Mbeki, why won't you help Mr. Ramaphosa or the government of South Africa to face those challenges for the betterment of the people of South Africa first? We will welcome your experience, your idea, your help, your thought in a way that is going to help the Congolese government to move forward and the population of Congo to find satisfaction. But if this dialogue that you are calling up is just that to bring those political leaders back into power, back into business of looting and destroying our economy, if that dialogue that you are calling up is going to help the rebels, the army chief, to bring back their element to infiltrate our army, to destroy our army that Mr. Tshisekedi is trying to rebuild, We will not going to allow this, His Excellency. I would like to thank you for your willingness of helping, but I don't think that the people that are surrounding you, or the people that you are trying to call are sincere. Mr. Kabila is the same person that is backing up rebels, destabilizing the power of Mr. Tshisekedi. Is the same person that is coming to you so that you can help him in our way. Mr. Kabila is not sincere. Mr. Kabila is currently facing the law of Congo through his power of 18 years that he ruled with power abuse, corruption, injustice, crime of war, crime of humanity, his fake identity, his usurpation. Many civilians and many people have lost their life because of Mr. Kabila. And the Congolese state is going to prosecute him. And not the same person can think. Mr. Kabila must forget the idea of coming back into power. As you are a former president, Mr. MBEKI, I do not think South Africa will allow you back into power in the SA anymore. And what makes think Mr. Kabila that the power of Congo only belongs to him, that he can come back when he wants? What makes these politicians that you are calling upon dialogue, this opposition, especially those of opposition or civil society of Catholic churches, to think that they can have control of the power? Please leave Mr. Tshisekedi through his power to run the Congolese up until the end of his term. Then the next president can come. There's no crisis. There's no need of dialogue. There's no need of a second chances of helping those rebels and opportunists of the oppositions, opportunists because they are, to come back into power and destroy the country, because they have shown us in the past how they have run the economy down by looting everything, from mineral to the public fund. And we will not allow again those rebel chiefs to discuss with the government so that they can come back into power. They can come back to infiltration with the official and element in the Congolese army to destabilize the army. We are working in our best. Mr. Tshisekedi is doing his best to bring back peace in the eastern of Africa. We see the big support of the US and other nations. South Africa is also welcome if they would like to help us bringing peace in the eastern part of Congo and uplifting or uprising the economy of the country for the satisfaction of Congolese people. But trying to bring up dialogues just to feed back, to feed those opportunists of oppositions, of civil society, or those rebels, will never be allowed by the Congolese people, nor the government of Congo. India, I'd like to thank you, His Excellency Mr. Thabo MBEKI. And I'll suggest that you use your experience, your wisdom, your intelligence to help Mr. Ramaphosa, His Excellency Ramaphosa, and to help the people of South Africa to rebuild South African first. Because South Africa has major challenge as the DR Congo has. South Africa is facing a lot of challenges that needed to be helped. If you could organize a dialogue among South Africans through the division of the ANC, the DA, the EFF, and all those are trying to cause dudula or xenophobia against foreigners, or the fight in between South Africans, will be the best to do first. You didn't help us in 2022 in Congolese dialogue, and your solution never helped the Congo to move forward. And we do not, as Congolese people, believe that your second chance or your second solution or your second experience through a dialogue will help us moving forward. In this, I would like to thank you, His Excellency, the former president of South Africa, Mr. Thabo MBEKI, for what we like to do. This was from the Congolese people, for the Congolese nation, that I came to speak, to tell you what we think, and to ask you not to do this dialogue of Congolese, which will be a waste, which the government of Congo will not allow, and in majority with the people, the sovereign people of DR Congo will not allow. Thank you.